What is up, you guys? It is Money Monday, and I have quite the trade recaps to share with you guys today. So, all in all, through my overall trades, I made around a little over 700 bucks today. So, as usual, we're just going to tell you what I traded, why I traded it, and how you can look to make these sort of similar trades as well. So ASMS was the first, not the first, but one of the trades I made today. Basically, I've been looking at ASMS for a few days, and one thing I recommend, guys, is if a stock has been moving for the past few days, make sure to keep an eye on it for potential entries. So today didn't exactly go as I had hoped on this particular stock. I was looking for, based on the 5-minute chart and the 30-minute chart, I was looking for sort of this fake out to the downside and then nice volume to sort of come in and move to the upside and get a nice short squeeze. So I was looking at the break of 360 based on yesterday's resistance around that area. Uh, and ultimately, I ended up getting in when I saw that volume was coming in a little earlier, around 350. And then when I saw that it wasn't too much volume and it was still getting stuck at this 360 mark, I sold around there. So nothing crazy, just a quick $141 profit on that. Um, if I had held, which that would throw risk management out of the window just because how low it got. But ultimately, if I had held throughout the rest of the day, it would have gotten that push above 360, but still not the volume I was looking to see on this play today. All right, next up we have ONCS. This was actually my first trade of the day. And basically, it had a nice gap up pre-market, found support around here. We cracked a little bit below it, but it didn't really have a problem recovering. And so it broke above $1, but it got shot down real quick. And so basically, I waited, and when it broke above $1 again, I bought in, and I sold around 107 ish, I want to say. Um, and yeah, that was it for my trade on that. Basically made 221 bucks. Um, and as I have stressed before, guys, this is kind of the issue with buying the break of pre-market highs is when it has a sort of like a fake out to the upside and then ends up coming on back down. I have been noticing though that if it is breaking out closer to pre-market highs. Like if pre-market highs holds and like towards market open, it is already real close to the pre-market high, and then it breaks. Typically, you can see a nice move. An example of that is actually on the next stock I traded, UXIN. If you look at the 30-minute chart, I want to say, I think we could even do the 5-minute chart. Um, Yeah, so 5-minute chart, basically what you'll see here is this stock, every time it has a gap up, the gap up isn't too large. It's around, well, this one was around like 12%. And right out of the gate on this day at market open, it broke pre-market high and it took off. Next day, similar story, made this high pre-market, ended up coming back down for a bit, and then when it broke the pre-market high again, it went on a nice run. And then today as well, broke pre-market high, went on a nice run. So I actually played it. I didn't play the break of the pre-market high. I actually looked just because I'm not too fond of that strategy for those reasons. But I actually looked to enter at this pullback over here. I saw that it was holding this support pretty nicely, and then it started to get a nice push on up. And also, one thing I noticed was that if you go back to the 5-minute chart, is that I think actually I can show you this on the 1 minute. It'll be a lot clearer to see then. So you can see that when it came down at this support area during this pullback, it stayed above it stayed above yesterday's highs pretty well. And then also one thing that's pretty cool that I noticed is that this high, like 3 days ago, if you look at the high of this candle, it's actually 490 exactly, and today when it had that pullback, it came down to exactly, I want to say exactly, the low of this candle right here, 490. So nice beautiful hold of support because of that previous resistance. And so when I started to move on to the upside, I took a position, ended up selling really early. I only held for like a minute, a little over a minute, because it just couldn't. I saw that it wasn't breaking 530. I should have held, but I still made a $318 profit. And for me, guys, personally, I know I have problem. I know I have like a problem holding through these sort of plays. Um, if you look at the percentage gain that I could have made, um, it's around like 18%, which is crazy, and I only made like 5%. So I want to get better at holding for longer periods of time because, like, if I see one or two candles not being able to break resistance, thing is, like, I'm up 300 bucks in just a minute, and it's kind of hard to just let that go, you know. And if I stay through this candle right here during this pullback, I'm all the way back down to like 512, 511, and you know that would cut my profit like in half. And seeing that go in front of you is pretty scary because you definitely don't want to lose the profit you've made, and you especially do not want it to end up going to break even or take a loss even. So that's why I typically sell pretty early if I can. But I want to start relying a little bit more on the 5 minute chart to tell me the overall direction it's going, because if you look at the 5 minute chart, it is all green candles all the way up to the high of day. So that is definitely something I want to start implementing more into my trading strategy. Um, what else was there? The last one I want to show you guys was just INNT. This had I only had like a grand left to trade at this point, and I was just like, okay, well, if we see something, like, I'll trade it. And so this ended up spiking. Let's go back to the 1 minute. This got this nice run up over here, and I think I bought. I saw it over here. So when it started to, no, sorry, that is incorrect. I actually saw it after this big spike over here, and so basically when it had this pullback and started forming support around here, I bought along. I want to say here, and then I sold close to the high it made, but like I said, I only had about $1,000 left to trade, so I didn't make too much profit, just around 55 bucks on that, and I'm pretty sure, I think that's all for today. So yeah, one thing you guys might want to look for if you're trading tomorrow is ASNS. If you look at if you study the chart, you'll see that it has, no, sorry, not ASNS, UXIN. If you study the chart, you will see that every time, like I said, when it breaks pre-market high, when it has that nice consolidation during pre-market, holds support, and it ends up breaking pre-market high, it goes on a nice run. So you can see that it's already setting itself in that sort of position right now. So uh, break above whatever pre-market high is when market opens is a potential buy entry for you guys. So yeah, guys, that's just a little bit of well, that's all of my trades for today. It's a little bit of the psychology I use and implement in my trades, understanding where the price is going to go, why it's going to go there. If you guys actually want to learn more, I actually just released a course about how to find these sort of strategies, how to implement them, and basically, like, even if you know nothing about trading, I teach you all the basics, and I take you to implementing more advanced strategies like these. So if you guys want to check that out, the link will be in my bio. You can also check it out on my Instagram, which I will tag. And I hope you guys learned something helpful. I hope you guys can use some of this insight in your own trading strategies. And yeah, have a good night, guys. Kill it in the market, and I will see you guys in the next video.